the sun is just starting to climb up over the treetops. And it's gonna be a beautiful day, that's plain to see.
Welcome to Bill Dance Outdoors, America's most popular and longest running TV fishing show.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.
Hello everybody. You know, about 10 years ago, we started doing a few shows titled Q&As. And they were all about the questions we received at Bill Dance Outdoors. And doggone it, the shows were so popular, we started adding many more to our programming each year. Well, guess what? We've got one for you today. We'll be casting out several of them as we fish along. Sure hope you like them and learn something from them, like this one here. It's a question I can really relate to, and if I had to bet, most fishermen could also. Have you got any tips for a beginning angler when the bass won't bite? Well, let me tell you what works best for me, some of the time. First, mentally turn a negative into a positive. Second, slow down. By doing this, you'll fish areas much more carefully and much more thoroughly. Third, psych yourself. Believe you're going to find a few somewhere today. This will help encourage you to keep trying. Believing helps keep your confidence level up. Fourth, try using smaller finesse lures like 4-inch worms, smaller tubes, grubs, lizards, even small crankbaits, any slow presentation type lures. Fifth, make several casts to the same area. Sixth, make it a productive trip. Regardless if you catch a fish or not, always try to learn something. Fish some other spots. Look for new areas. Learn more about your graph. Try out that new lure you just purchased. Experiment with other lures. Check out other areas of the lake, both shallow and deep. Let me tell you, it'll pay off for you. Maybe not today, but sooner than you would ever believe. Okay, here's one about your reel. How important is it to keep your spinning reel filled? It's always best to fill your reel to at least 85 to 90% capacity for two key reasons. One, if the level falls too low, the line will rub off the lip, reducing your casting distance. And second, when it's 60 to 70% full, it requires more revolutions of the handle to take up line. Came back and got it. Good morning. What's happening with all those hooks in your face? Huh? You got a few of them in your face, had you? Yes, you do. Finally. Boy, good deal. A lot of people try to fish a crankbait. Once they get the bait out, they try to burn it. And they think by just ripping that bait will send it deeper. Well, that's not true. A slow, moderate retrieve will send this bait deeper. What you want to do when you retrieve a crankbait, you want water to flow off each side of the lip equally. If you try to burn it when it first hits the water, you'll build up so much pressure, water will flow off the front of the lip right here. So much pressure here, the bait will turn over on its side and it becomes a wet stick, and it prevents the bait from diving. What you want to do is a slow, moderate retrieve. You want water pressure going off both sides of the lip, and that will drive the bait deeper.
Bill Dance Outdoors is sponsored in part by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. Rebel, catch fish anywhere. And by Mercury Marine, go boldly. Today's Conditions Log is brought to you by the Tennessee Department of Tourist Development. Come experience the kind of beauty that can only be made in Tennessee. Go online today for your free Tennessee vacation guide.
There he is. A little spanky. Ooh. Hold down. There we go. I've heard you ask, why do people fish? So my question to you is, why do you fish? Well, fishing means different things to different people. To me, it's been both my profession and my primary avocation. And I continue to love every minute of it, regardless of which category I'm participating in from day to day. For over 45 years, this tremendous sport has provided me the means to earn a respectable living for my family, and even longer than that, has allowed me to unwind from the hustle and bustle of everyday life to relax, be myself, and simply have fun. It supplies an arena in which I can be competitive in an exciting way and provides a perfect setting for peace of mind. Out here, I can be one with Mother Nature in all her glory, experiencing her wildlife from fins to feathers to fur, both along the shores and above, all about me. I can soak in her sunrises, sunshine, and sunsets, her gentle breezes, all the sights and sounds of the surroundings, forests and valleys, even the smell, which also carries their own delicate and informative messages. Fishing has always given me a feeling of accomplishment and teaches me patience, perseverance, and the ability to work toward goals. There he is, right under the boat. I mean, he grabbed it right under the boat. Where are you going? I was about to lift it out of the water. Boom, he hit it. Like walking up on a covey of birds. And they just come up right at your feet. Okay. Good, and I don't even know where to start. Like I've said, I would not make a good surgeon. Okay, there's that one. And we got it. That fish right there hadn't missed many meals, has he? No. Mercy. All right, boy, I'll see you. Ah, sir. Boo, been eating sheds. The equipment we're using, these are Speed Freak, Quantum Speed Freak reels. They're a 8-to-1 gear ratio. The rod is also a smoke rod by Quantum. It's a 7-foot medium action. And the line I'm using is Strand Clear Original and a 14-pound test.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Quantum Rods and Reels, Mystic Lubricants, Lubrication Domination, and Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Today's equipment log is brought to you in part by Gamakatsu, because the fish of a lifetime only comes once in a lifetime. Today's show is sponsored in part by Stren, the standard of dependability since 1958. Fish defunct, kill the stink. And Garmin, fight your fish, not your fish finder.
Coming up. Okay, big boy. Man, you gotta do something here. I gotta go down with that micro pole. Oh, you got it. And why do they always get it in the... Oh boy, almost got hooked. Not a good one. I've got some of those hooks out. There's one. Whoa. Not a pretty one. Yes. All right, big boy. Let's go back. See ya. Well, here's the bait we're using. It's Smithwick Suspended Deep Rattling Rogue. It's 6 inches long. It'll dive to a depth of 10 feet, which is perfect for what we're doing today, because the majority of the fish we're catching are at a depth of 10 feet. Many of them are suspended, but the ones we're catching are along ledges in a depth of about 10 feet. This bait weighs 3/8 of an ounce. It casts extremely well, especially on 14-pound test line. Waddles right along. It's got a counterbalance weight that allows you to get it out there. Got a rattle in it, creates a good sound, an inviting sound these fish really like. And with the conditions we've got and the way they're biting this bait, it says a whole lot about the bait. It really does. Fishing's tough, and for them to hit this bait as well as they are, well, like I say, that's saying a lot about the bait. There's a fish right there. Got one on, a little tugger. Get him going. Ooh. He's coming on around. There he comes. Well, there you come. Oh, he's tough. All right. Now, just be nice. Just be nice. Nice. Fat, healthy, pretty little fish. Bye-bye. Okay, here's a good one. I originally started grub fishing and I'm very disappointed in my strike catch ratio. I primarily use a 4-inch grub on an 8 1/4 ounce lead head that has a 1/0 hook. Any suggestions? Well, the size of the grub and the size of the lead head you're using sounds just fine, but the hook size in the lead head doesn't. All lead heads are not created equal. It's always smart to select only those with hooks large enough and gaps wide enough to get a good hook set. Here's a quick way to tell if the hook has a proper gap. Draw an imaginary line through the eye to the hook bend. If less than half the gap is open above the line, you're going to be better off selecting another lead head for grub fishing. The Bill Dance Question and Answer of the Week is brought to you by Mystic Lubricants and their complete line of JT4 marine products. A full line of products for your full line of pursuits. Visit mysticlube.com today. What's the best way to pick out a backlash? Well, I never backlashed, so I wouldn't know. It happens to everybody. First, you want to lock the reel down with your drag. Then you want to put your thumb hard against the spool and reel extremely hard. Free spool the line, letting the line back out. This forward reeling reverses the line loops. You're basically reeling out the backlash. Sometimes you might have to repeat the process.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Millennium Marine, a new class of comfort. And Motor Guide, trolling motors engineered for anglers. Closed captioning provided by Power Pole, the original shallow water anchor. Today's product tip is brought to you by Garmin and their GPS map series, chart plotter sonar combos. With advanced sonar technology like chirp and exclusive Panoptix all-seeing sonar, you'll spend less time finding your fish.
You want to know a great way to get rid of dog odor? I think this pup does. Just what have you been rolling in, huh? If I had your nose, I couldn't live with myself. Of course, it's not your nose I'm worried about. It's mine. Oh, come on. Let me take a bite out of this horrible odor with dog defunk.
Come be a part of Bill Dance Digital. Join us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Follow us.
Oh, look here. Big Daddy. Felt like it. Yow. That's a spunky little job right there. I got a rogue on a rogue. That's a good bait. You know it is too. Look at him looking at it. A nice little fish. Yes, he is. Fat and chunky. Okay. Ready to go home? Now, here's a doggone good question. How much importance do you put in the moon phases? Plenty. Fishing by moon phases dates back at least 50,000 years. Anyone who has spent any time in the outdoors can tell you there's definitely a phenomenon that causes animals and fish to move about and feed, especially heavy at certain times of the day, week, or month. In light of all the information we have on the moon and its effect on us, that fishing is affected by the moon in a mighty big way. Now, at certain times of the month, the moon causes more intense and better defined feeding periods. This is partly because of the distance from the moon to the earth. As the moon orbits, there are times when it's nearer to the earth, and there's times when it's further away. When the moon is closer to the earth, it exerts a higher gravitational pull and thus causes fish to be affected more. When the moon is further away, the gravitational effect is weaker, and this causes a milder and less defined feeding period. John Alden Knight, who originated the Salooner table, conducted an extensive research program to substantiate his Salooner theory. Knight investigated nearly 300 catches of either individually large fish or exceptionally high numbers of fish. Now, as Knight had suspected, better than 90% of his record catches were made during the period of a new moon phase. So, the next time you're planning a 2 or 3 day fishing trip, you might want to consider setting around a new moon phase. No doubt about it, old Mr. Moon affects every living creature, and it's important to remember that certain moon phases will lead you to more successful fishing. There he is. Oh boy. That gumfish jumped it completely out. Look at that pole. A good one. Come here, darling. Oh, aren't you a pretty big fish? Never seen anything like it. There it is. Is that a dandy?
Answering questions from his viewers is something Bill Dance loves to do. It's another way that he can impart some of the knowledge about the sport that he's gained over the years. We hope you enjoyed the show today and hope you'll keep those questions coming. Look for us on social media or on our website, BillDanceOutdoors.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Bill Dance Outdoors. Join us here again next week.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.